Alright, here's LP, and it's a hot day, but it's a weekday, so I'm not expecting as many hikers. So I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit and try to enjoy having the trail to myself. I saw a couple kids, high school kids, riding ahead of me, but knowing those guys, they're going to be fast. High school kids are fast. It's real hot and dry. So this is what it's like to do LP on a fully rigid bike. Not a lot of people choose to do that, but I just happen to like riding my fully rigid single speed, and I've done LP too many times to count. I guess if you went on my Strava, you could see the hundreds of times I've done this trail. But lots of people have done this trail hundreds of times. Of course, I mean lots of people, the local people that I know. And there's been some guys that have grown up on these trails and have gone to be enduro racers and professional mountain bikers. I could think of one. His name is John Buckle, and he's a friend of mine, a really nice guy, and he was racing the enduro series for a few years and doing some crazy stuff like those urban races in Calexico, Mexico, where they race down through these towns and stuff. It's crazy. I always like when I could stay clipped in and clean that. There's a couple of the gnarliest parts on this trail for a drifting single speed. That little downhill right there, it's not that far. It's only like, 5 feet down, but it's just, there's no good line. You're going to be tossing on rocks the whole descent there. And then there's another section that I talk about all the time that's hard to stay on top of a line and kind of grind through it. Here is the one long climb during LP. So long climb is relative. It's maybe 50 feet at the most, 60 or 70 feet. Not very far. And then you're back to your descent, and I think we have literally one more little climb for the rest of the trail. But as I was saying on my other video, choose a gear. When I say is a will versus skill, choose the gear that you have the skill to ride that trail with, and not just go by will and your willingness to go for big gear. Because the way these trails are, I could pick a bigger gear, and what's it gonna do for me? It's gonna help me pedal in the flats a little bit better, because I'm not pedaling on this stuff. Hello. So it doesn't really matter what gear, if it's a bigger gear, because gravity is doing the work. The pedaling on a single speed is just to get you pedaled up the hill when you have trails like mine that are basically up and then back down. And then because our trails we're fortunate to have those up and down trails, then the pedaling is, or the downhill is just coasting, not rolling. So here's the other section that you have to kind of use your tires and your body to pick a line and just grind over the rocks all the way till you get out of it right there. Hello. Just me. A little bit of shade right here. It's nice. That's where I usually get water splashed on the lens, but I just looked down, I didn't see it. Hopefully, I don't see it later. And so here's the other little section of a climb, a little 10-foot climb maybe. But see what I mean about being rocky and loose? This stuff is embedded with rocks, loose sand over the top. So you need to have a tire, and a battery tire running lower blood pressure, lower, oh my god, it sounds like I can't get my mind off work here, but lower air pressure is always going to have more traction. I already feel like my tire has lost some air. That's another thing about tubeless too, is your tires can't burp out air. I had my rear tire at 21 pounds. My front tire is at 18 pounds. And I feel like, oh, it's fine. So anyway, that's LP, guys. Another clean ride on LP. Staying clipped in all the way. And it's always nice to do a no dab clean ride. Thanks for watching.